what happened in my life. I lose these 3 belts. I lose this fight, but I win much more bigger than these 3 belts.
The takeover!
For me, it was very, very good, and I understand it now. Now I start to live a second life, like a different man.
Devin Lopez just beat Vasily Lomachenko, a unanimous decision.
Before, I was a man who wanna take a world. Inside, my ego was very big inside. A lot of people didn't see this, but after this lose, I saw myself. I started changing after this moment. Every time happened in time. Maybe it was not my time.
This is the main event! Vasily Lomachenko!
After Lopez lose, you could go down and fight him, but I can't because I lose in a lightweight, and I go on a lightweight, take my dream, take my goal, and I can't change it. For me, it looks like you're weak.
Bodywork, sweeping left hand, it is over. Loma is back. Vintage form.
I still have my speed, my power, my condition.
Vintage Lomachenko. They are loving it here too.
I was very close with this goal. Now I have a second chance, but I have a second chance take this goal like a different man.
In February, the eyes of the boxing world were in Saudi Arabia for the Jake Paul-Tommy Fury matchup. As boxing's youngest ever undisputed champion, Devin Haney took his place center stage among the stars in attendance.
Devin, tell me, in your opinion, what is a fighter?
A fighter is somebody who can step in a square circle and perform in front of the world, in front of millions and millions of fans, and show their blood, sweat, and tears, their heart, their determination, all in one night in front of the world. When the bell sounds, it's go time, it's show time. That's when all the skills, everything that you worked on in training camp, you got to prove on that one night.
Dedicated to the process. Dedicated to the process. Get it done.
Right here, ready? Longer strides, ready, go. 2, 3. Right there, see? 34 both times, good. He knows when it's camp time, it's time to lock in and go. He's getting more focused every year. He's becoming more of a professional every year. Good. Rip, he trains hard. The goal for this one is make him powerful, nasty, and fast. Count up fast. Load, explode. Let's go. There it is. Come on. That's one.
How high is that?
We powerful up in here. Like 54 inches.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
My focus just comes from wanting to be one of the greats, one of the best ever. Legacy is definitely important to me. I won't stop until my name lives on longer than I ever will. Until my name is mentioned with the greats of the sport of boxing. I want my name to be remembered forever. And every fight, I'm one step closer to that.
Come on. There we go. There we go.
43.
Broke your personal best today. I like it. 43-76. That's comparable. That's like an NFL linebacker. That's a NFL running back. So he's got some pretty comparable numbers for his size. He's stronger than people think he is. Can't shoot a cannon out of a canoe, right? You gotta have a base.
When I set out to do this, I didn't want to be mediocre. I didn't want to be just another boxer. I want to be the best. I don't fight for money. I fight for legacy. And that's what separates me from all the fighters today. I don't see fighters that fight for legacy. I see people that fight for clout, fight for money. They fight for the wrong things. But I'm a different kind of fighter. I'm a throwback fighter. But I want to be known as a man's man, a man that lives on principles. You know, I don't want to just be remembered for boxing, because one day boxing won't be here. But I want people to know me as a person and respect me as a person.
As a devout Muslim, Devin Haney observed the holy month of Ramadan, even as it fell in the middle of his training camp. During Ramadan, Muslims refrain from eating or drinking from sunup to sundown. A difficult task while training for the biggest fight of his career.
Alhamdulillah, we have been blessed to make it to the blessed month of Ramadan. Fasting in the month of Ramadan is an opportunity for us to gain this kind of mindfulness, where we can think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our actions. So let's give ourselves this chance to get closer to Allah and experience the sweetness of the religion by trying to get all we can out of this Ramadan. Whatever that looks like for you. Everybody's situation is different. Some people, Allah doesn't give them the ability to fast from food and drink. But we still can get benefits from this Ramadan.
The holy month of Ramadan is important to me, you know, as a Muslim. I wanted the fight to be before Ramadan so I could fast with my family, but it wasn't something that we was able to do. So now I'm going through training camp during Ramadan.
And if we can't fast, feeding people is one of the best ways that we can make up for it. He says we should feed the hungry people who need food what we love to eat. And so as we try to get closer to Allah during this month of Ramadan, we should remember that a part of our gaining nearness to Him is us serving the people and us helping the people and us striving to make things better for the people.
It wasn't the healthiest for my body for me to be fasting all day and training multiple times. So that's when, as a team, we decided that the best was to just either make it up or celebrate next year and give back. And that's what I've been doing. I've been feeding people and giving back, you know, to make up for me not being able to fast.
Los Angeles has one of the nation's largest homeless populations, especially the area known as Skid Row. In town for the Lomachenko press conference, Haney took to these streets to give back and give hope in accordance to his faith.
Homelessness and hunger is a world problem, but if you can do a little bit to make it a better place, then we're happy. And I'm always happy to see Devin getting out and doing charity.
It's important as for us Muslims to feed people what we would eat. So we fed them chicken, we fed them food that we like. So I think they liked it. Allah has blessed us with so much, so it's only right that we get back.
Thank you guys for what you guys doing. Appreciate you. God bless y'all and your family. Assalamu alaikum.
After his dominant performance against Masayoshi Nakatani, Vasily Lomachenko showed the boxing world he was back. With his newly found focus, the mission to become champion again remained the driving force.
Boxing for Loma, like for me and you riding a bicycle, we'll never forget. He just jumps in the ring, does preparation, goes through the sparrings, and it comes back into his mind.
12 rounds for the WBO Intercontinental Lightweight title.
Tap it up, let's go. Loma is the one, I don't want to just to fight somebody. I wanted to fight the real champion. I wanted to fight the real guy. You can't just jump in and go for the undisputed. You have to go through a lot of guys, through a lot of fight.
The class of Vasily Lomachenko. It has been evident all night long.
And that's what has happened.
Vasily Lomachenko!
Hi, how are you? Good. It's a rest day, and if we want to shoot a little bit, it will be a little competition.
After defeating Richard Comey, Lomachenko was offered a chance to fight for the undisputed lightweight title, as his homeland fell under war. He turned down the historic opportunity, instead flying back to Ukraine to help his fellow countrymen and protect those dearest to him.
You can't do anything when war come to your country and come to your house. It's not right, I think. I just try to defend my family, my house, and our country. It's a simple decision for people who loves your country, who loves your home, who loves your family and your people. You don't think about your 4 belts for undisputed world champion. No, you're never thinking about this. Now I start thinking about my family, about my kids. When they grow up, how it's gonna be, and where they are gonna be, and who they are gonna be. Now this is part of my goal.
We are live in Las Vegas, Nevada at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here on the Las Vegas Strip as we get set for our next bout here at a sold-out MGM Grand Garden Arena. Raymond Muratalla against Jeremiah Nakathila. Oscar Valdez and Adam Lopez. The rematch between those two junior lightweights will be after that. And then the undisputed lightweight championship of the world is on the line as Devin Haney defends against Vasily Lomachenko. Eric Rothman and the former champ Chris Algieri here with you ringside. And our next bout, Chris, 10 rounds between Raymond Muratalla and Jeremiah Nakathila. And for Muratalla, I know you were talking about this as a big step-up fight for him. He's 17-0, but hasn't faced the type of competition he will tonight.
Yeah, this would be the first name of note on his record. Nakathila is a dangerous guy. I mean, this is a big step up for Raymond Muratalla. I'm very high on Muratalla. I've called a bunch of his fights, and he's a talented kid. He's a very dynamic offense. He's physically strong. He's in fantastic condition. A lot of upside for Raymond Muratalla, but Nakathila is no easy touch for anybody at this weight class. The guy has a big punch. He's got a big right hand. He's tall. He's long, and he's pretty smart in that ring. So there he is.
And you see Nakathila there, and he's a guy who's 33 years old. He has the experience. He's 23-2 in his career, and a guy who's been in there with the best of them. He's fought Shakur Stevenson in the past. He has a victory under his belt against Miguel Burchelt, the biggest fight win of Nakathila's career. And so, obviously, big plans for Raymond Muratalla, but an opportunity for him here in this fight to show that he can take his game to the next level.
Yeah, also an opportunity for Nakathila to get another big win.
Yeah.
I mean, after the Shakur Stevenson fight, a lot of people were coming down hard on Shakur, not realizing how good Nakathila really was. And then we saw the Burchelt fight, what happened there, and we're like, oh wow, this guy's for real.
33-year-old Nakathila, 26-year-old Muratalla. The height advantage for Nakathila, but you see the power punch connect numbers for Raymond Muratalla. 50% clip. He's landing his power punches, but again, hasn't been in the ring with somebody as crafty as a veteran as Nakathila is. So I would be shocked to see those numbers here in that fight in this fight for Muratalla.
Yeah, you also got to think about Nakathila also fought Shakur Stevenson, so that's going to bring down your connect
well, that's true.
Power shots on all your fights coming forward.
doesn't help the stats when you go against Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson actually in attendance here tonight, so I'm taking some pictures with fans. Nakathila's last fight out came in March of last year, so it's a long layoff, but boy, what a statement win it was.
Yeah, I was actually in the arena that night calling the fight, and I mean, he was super sharp. The right hand couldn't miss, and he had Burchell in a world of trouble, almost from the opening bell, pretty much. You know, he's big for the weight class, he's tall, he's long, and he's got a cannon for a right hand. And he was able to find Burchell early and often in that bout, put him down several times, and with the upset knockout win for Nakathila.
What are you looking to learn about Muratalla in this fight?
What he looks like against a dangerous opponent, because Nakathila can punch, and so he's got that right hand, he's tall, he's long, like I said. So is he going to be the same dynamic offensive fighter that he has been with the lesser opponents when he has someone in front of him who can actually hit back and hurt him? We'll see.
Have you seen enough of Muratalla defensively thus far in his career, or would you like to see some of that tonight?
Well, I mean, I've seen him get clipped before. I've seen him, take some damage in fights. So I'm curious to see what he does with a guy who can really punch. It's always different when you have people in front of you that maybe can't hurt you. When you fight somebody for real and you have to really hone in. We saw that with Gervonta Davis when he fought Ryan Garcia. We never saw that defensive prowess from him, but he had someone in front of him who was dangerous. He took the next level in terms of his defense and stepped up his game.
Over a year layoff for Nakathila, cause for concern?
It is because of his age. So he's 33 years old for these weight classes. That's usually thought about as being on the other side of the hill per se. But it might also be good because it's time off, let his body rest. So it's kind of how you look at it. We won't really know until we see it.
Should be a fantastic 10-round fight at the 135-pound limit between Jeremiah Nakathila and Raymond Muratalla. Muratalla, just 26 years old, 17-0 in his professional career, 14 knockouts for Muratalla under his belt. Nakathila, 23-2. One of those losses coming to Shakur Stevenson. Nakathila has been there against tough opponents, and again, coming off his most recent fight, a victory against Miguel Burchell, as we are moments away from the ring walk between those two. And just to let our fans know, Chris, you and I during that break went back into the dressing room area. Andrew Maloney seems to be okay. He was standing, he was talking with his family, he had his son in his arms. No cause for concern as far as we're aware after that big knockout, so that's good to see.
Yeah, no, it's great to see. I mean, that was a scary knockout. He's still going to probably go to the hospital and get checked out, make sure everything's okay, but yeah, it does seem like he's okay, so that's a very good thing.
The question is, will Raymond Muratalla be able to deliver like Junto Nakatani did? Will he get his 15th knockout of his young career against the veteran Jeremiah Nakathila by way of Namibia? Nakathila, quite the character as a veteran in this sport, not only a boxer, but a police officer in his home country of Namibia. So as he walks to the ring looking to bring some law and order to Las Vegas here tonight.
Always smiling is Nakathila. He's great when he's in the fighter meetings. Is very gregarious, has a big personality to go along with that big punch.
Nakathila, again, the 14-month layoff. He's currently ranked number 15 by the WBO, ranked number 18 by the WBC, and a lot of that I would assume has to do with the layoff as well, because his biggest win of his career came in his last fight. And Muratalla, a guy that if he wants to start getting in the conversation for those bigger fights and get out of that prospect conversation and into a contender, you got to pay-per-view global broadcast, the undercard of an undisputed lightweight championship fight. A real opportunity here for Raymond Muratalla.
Yeah, huge step up, not only in terms of competition, but like you said, the stage. These are those milestone fights that you look for when you're a young fighter.
Just the second 10-round fight of the career of Raymond Muratalla. His first 10-rounder ended in the 9th round with a knockout win. He's gone 8 rounds one time, as a 7th round knockout to his name as well. He's been active. He's been getting those reps. He fought 3 times last year, and he fought once this year in March when he defeated Humberto Galindo in the 9th round of their fight. MGM Grand Garden Arena starting to fill out as we inch closer to our main event. Scheduled for 8 p.m. local time. The ring walks for Haney and Lomachenko. That's 11 p.m. Eastern time here in the U.S. On an undercard like this as an up-and-comer, Chris, are you solely focused? I'll ask you the question in a moment as we get our ring introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you this evening by Boost Mobile, Money is Power, by AutoZone, Get in the Zone, by Bud Light, the official beer of celebrations, C4 Energy, energy that hits, and DraftKings Sportsbook. Today, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds for the NABF and WBO Global Lightweight titles. Our judges at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Chris Migliori, and David Sutherland. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Robert Hoyle. Introducing first, out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 133.6 pounds, wearing black and gold trunks. His record, 23 victories with 2 defeats. 19 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Windhoek, Namibia, Jeremiah Loki Nakathila. Introducing out of the red corner. He weighed in at 133.9 pounds, wearing pink trunks with white trim. His record, a perfect one. 17 fights, 17 victories. 14 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Fontana, California, Raymond Danger Muratalla.
Okay, gentlemen, we went over my expectation in the dressing room, okay? Any punches here on the belt line will be legal. Anything here will be legal. You can go ahead and touch them up. Just scoot back.
Muratalla and Nakathila ready to go for a 10-rounder. And Chris, what I was going to ask you right before the introductions for Muratalla, in a big stage like this on a big card, a young fighter trying to take that next step in your career, how do you stay focused on the task at hand, not get caught up in this whole circus going on around you?
I mean, it's almost impossible. You're going to get caught up in it, but you want to go out there and perform. But pressure makes diamonds, man. That's what these young fighters want to be. That's where they want to go. I'm getting chills thinking about it because it really is an incredible experience with these young fighters.
Pink trunks, Nakathila, black trunks. Round number 1 of the scheduled 10.
Turn the light off, Jesse.
After this fight, Adam Lopez and Oscar Valdez, their rematch, a 10-round junior lightweight fight. And then Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney in our main event.
guys. It's a big swing. It's not much landed leathers thus far. So a big swing and a miss of load up with the right hand from Nakathila.
Both of these guys, plenty of knockouts in their careers. Muratalla, 17 wins, 14 knockouts. Nakathila, 23 wins, 19 knockouts. Expect to see some fireworks as this fight goes on. Expect to see some fireworks as this fight goes on.
33 KOs between these two guys. It's impressive.
We've already had one knockout of the year contender in the fight prior to this from Junto Nakatani. We'll see if these two can deliver as well. And you heard the big round of applause from the Muratalla fans as he was introduced. He's from Montana, California, and very clearly traveling well. A big contingent of fans here rooting him on.
Yeah, he's looking really sharp right now as well, so those fans should be happy with what's happening so far in this first round. Nice chopping overhand right from Muratalla.
Flush up the left cheek of Nakathila.
Muratalla looks very sharp, very crisp right now. Defensively sound, fast hands, nice reactions, good roll there. Nakathila looks a little stiff. You had mentioned the long layoff. Could be a function of that.
If you've had a layoff like that, Chris, how long does it take you in an actual fight to shake that off? Because obviously you've been training and it catches a left hook there from Muratalla. I mean, is there a time frame you go into the fight saying, oh, it's going to take me a couple rounds, 3-4 rounds to figure this out?
I mean, for someone like myself who's had a bunch of long layoffs on my career, I think it just depends on the fighter. For me, I mean, like I said, I've always said I'm a rhythm fighter. I find that in sparring anyway, so I never felt like ring rust really affected me, per se, but you never know. With a guy like Nakathila, he's not as smooth as you can see. Can be stiff at times. It might affect him a little more.
Muratalla landing some nice punches here in the first round.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Time for some Sky Bet football trivia. Ready? Question 1. Arte Labore is the motto of which championship club? Question 2. Which team plays its home games at Deepdale? Final question. What are you betting on? When it comes to betting, take time to think. And let's keep it an enjoyable experience. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Namibia, where he still lives, 9-year pro, and he is only fighting for the third time here in the United States. I wonder, Chris, if location and the fact that he still lives in Namibia has something to do with the long layoffs. Tougher to get fights, and maybe if you were living in Las Vegas or New York or wherever it might be.
That's a thought. I'm actually surprised that he's coming off such a long layoff. I'm sorry, you had such a long layoff coming off that Rochelle win.
Right.
I mean, that was, you would think that would help his career, but maybe it just showed how dangerous he is.
Muratalla, for only being 26 years old, Chris, seems very patient in the ring.
Yeah, no, he's boxing really, really well. Looks super smooth. Slip there from him. Like I mentioned in round number 1, defensively sound as well. I mean, rolling with those shots nicely, hands in good position, changing levels with his head movement and his shoulder rhythm.
Down low with the straight left hand on that one. Changing levels on Nakathila. And back up with the left and the chin of Nakathila.
Looks very twitchy. Good reactions. Quick, explosive.
Does seem like Nakathila is coming straight forward, though. Not a ton of side-to-side movement.
Yeah, that's kind of his style. He's tall, he's long, he's a right-hand puncher. He comes forward, he fights long. There's that big right hand.
Good response from Muratalla.
You know, that was one of the things in the Burchell fight. Nakathila had no problem finding Burchell because Burchell really not known as a guy who moves his head very well. He's been in a lot of wars. Nice left hook by Muratalla there. But Nakathila struggled with Shakur Stevenson, who, I mean, everyone does, but, but he had trouble landing anything meaningful in that fight.
It's like fighting a marionette puppet. All over the place.
Muratalla needs to be careful, though. He is circling into that vaunted right hand of Nakathila. I would be cautious about going to his left or into that right hand.
It seems like Muratalla has been just waiting each time Nakathila comes forward. Reaches out and finds him, and now Muratalla on the attack. Nakathila in the corner. Nakathila is done! Raymond Muratalla! What a statement here in Las Vegas!
I think that was a little premature, but Nakathila was in a bad way.
Second round KO for Raymond Muratalla. Catches Nakathila in the corner, and referee Robert Hoyle stops the fight. Well, you see why, Chris. Robert Garcia has such high expectations for this young man.
Yeah, that was a big statement win against a name opponent and a dangerous puncher.
He seized that moment so quickly.
It just looked like he was setting traps. He was setting up punches all night long. Very cerebral performance from Raymond Muratalla tonight. I think we're going to see a lot from this young man in the coming future.
And the fans here love it as well. Easy work for Raymond Muratalla.
Here we see the right hands over the top, right on the chin. Very, very precise. And then some looping shots. And you saw when the head went up like that, that was when the ref was like, you know what? Let me stop this before it gets any worse. Again, I thought it was a touch premature, but nonetheless, most likely it would have been the same result. Big shots.
It's this one right there. When the head snaps back, that's when Robert Hoyle stepped in.
When the head went back and the chin went way up in the air. Oof, that right hand. He was actually hurt, but prior to this, he got clipped with a right hand towards the center of the ring, went towards the ropes, and Muratalla really just couldn't miss.
He looks so strong for 135.
Yeah, I mean, his physique is incredible. You know, the power's obviously there. You know, Nakathila, he's been in with Burchell. Burchell can punch. Granted, you know, Burchell maybe wasn't the same guy he was a couple years ago. He can still punch it, and for Muratalla to make a statement like this and get Nakathila out of there the way he did, it's a massive accomplishment.
So Raymond Muratalla improves to 18-0 with 15 knockouts in his career. Just the third loss for the 33-year-old Nakathila.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena, referee Robert Hoyle calls a stop to this bout at 2 minutes, 48 seconds of round number 2. For your winner by technical knockout, and now the NABF and WBO Global Lightweight Champion, Raymond Danger Muratalla!
Big things ahead for Raymond Muratalla. Bernardo Osuna getting ready to interview the winner in the ring.
Tonight, what was the difference? This time, man, I was so prepared for this fight, man.
I've been training for this fight. I've been training for all these next fights I have, man. I've just been so dedicated, man, and so focused. I'm just ready for anybody now.
What message did you try to send to the entire lightweight division with that performance?
I mean, I think I sent a big message. Nobody has ever stopped Nakathila. I just stopped him in the second round. So I think that's a huge statement.
When you look at the landscape, obviously the undisputed champion is fighting Vasily Lomachenko tonight. That's why it was so important to make a statement. Who do you want to fight next?
I want the winner. I want the winner of the main event. That's what I want.
Even though there's a Shakur Stevenson out there, there's Tank Davis, there's a lot of big names, you deserve Devin Haney after tonight?
Absolutely, man. I think I showed it fight after fight. I just want the main event, man, and hopefully I get it.
3 consecutive knockouts for this man who gets his 17th victory.
Lofty goals for Raymond Muratalla, calling out the winner of Haney and Lomachenko, and whether or not he gets that or not, there are plenty of names for him to go up against in a completely stacked 135-pound division, and so lots of opportunities upcoming, I think, towards the end of 2023 and into 2024 for Raymond Muratalla.
Yeah, I think there's a few more steps and a few more fights before we see him stepping up with the undisputed champions of the world. But incredible performance from Muratalla tonight. Like we said, it seemed like he was just very cerebral, very aware, setting up his shots, knew what he wanted to do, knew what he had in front of him, and was really, it was that right hand over the top, set up by left hands that had Nakathila in trouble, had him hurt in the center of the ring. And then you saw that step from Nakathila, and he backed straight up against the ropes, and Muratalla came in and just unloaded with right hands. Really couldn't miss. And referee had seen enough after a couple of those big shots, popped the head back of Nakathila as he lay helpless along the ropes.
He just looked so laser focused from the moment that fight started, completely locked in. So congratulations to Raymond Muratalla, a well-deserved early win for him. You heard about the amount of prep work he did coming into this fight, and it showed as he pulls off the early victory against Jeremiah Nakathila. Just a little while, we will have our main event of the evening. Vasily Lomachenko up against Devin Haney for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Both fighters in the zone, both fighters ready to go. This is by far the biggest stage for both of these guys, an undisputed lightweight championship on the line. A lot of talking back and forth, mainly done on the Haney side. But before we get to that, Valdez Lopez Part 2. These two have met once before in a fantastic fight back in 2019. Adam Lopez almost pulling off the miraculous upset. Lopez making a name for himself that night, and a crash course as Valdez comes back from injury as they meet again here as the chief support for Haney and Lomachenko. So it'll be Lopez and Valdez leading up to Lomachenko and Haney. Eric Rothman, Chris Algieri here with you. What are you expecting, Chris, from the Lopez-Valdez second fight? That was a fight, for those of you who don't remember, where Lopez took the fight as a last-second replacement 24 hours before the fight because Valdez's original opponent missed weight. It'll be an interesting test. Chris, I'll get your answer, but before that, we have a special 10 count in the ring, and we go to Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Yesterday, the world lost an icon. Jim Brown was a giant on the field and off. A 9-time Pro Bowler and NFL champion as a running back for the Cleveland Browns. Following his playing career, he became a leading man on the silver screen, starring in numerous feature films. He was an activist, using his tremendous influence to become a leading figure in the civil rights movement. Brown was an avid supporter and confidant of Muhammad Ali, an original founder of Top Rank, and a passionate supporter of the sweet science. In keeping with boxing tradition, we toll the memorial count of 10 in honor of Mr. Jim Brown. May he rest in peace.
A legend in sports, in society. Jim Brown passing away earlier this week. And speaking personally, Chris, somebody like myself who went to Syracuse University, Jim Brown put that institution on the map, not only as one of the greatest football players of all time, but arguably, from those who are in the know of the sport, the greatest lacrosse player of all time as well. A multifaceted individual on and off the field, no matter what sport he was playing, and he has left a lasting impact not only in the sports he played, but you heard in the ring there from Mark Schnook in boxing as well, with his relationship with Bob Arum and Muhammad Ali.
Did not know that about him as a lacrosse player. That's I always learn things working with you, Eric.
And the relationship, there was a couple of tweets that Bob Arum sent out after the passing of Jim Brown. It was actually Brown who convinced Bob Arum to take a shot at being a promoter and using that relationship that they both had with Muhammad Ali. Of course, Arum's first fight that he promoted was a 1965 fight of Muhammad Ali's, and Bob Arum said in that tweet, there would be no Top Rank if there was no Jim Brown.
Wow, that's an incredible bit of history there. We wouldn't be in this room right now if it was for Jim Brown then.
Yeah, absolutely. And what an organization and promotional outfit that this has become. And obviously Bob Arum taking the reins and running with it. But a long, storied relationship between Arum and Brown and Muhammad Ali. So great opportunity for us to honor the legend Jim Brown before our next fight between Oscar Valdez and Adam Lopez, a 10-round junior lightweight fight as Valdez bounces back from injury, Chris. He was originally, a couple months ago, supposed to fight Emmanuel Navarrete, had to drop out of that fight due to injury. I believe he said it was a couple of broken ribs that he was dealing with. And the question is, what kind of health, what kind of status is he in against a very live dog in Adam Lopez?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we called the first fight with Adam Lopez and Valdez, where Valdez was actually knocked down in that fight by Adam Lopez with a left hook. This is no easy touch. Coming off of a rib injury, which takes a long time to heal, if it ever heals, depending on what kind of injury you've got. Adam Lopez is no easy touch, man. He's a tough guy. He's always in good fights. He's got a brilliant jab. He's good. He's a good boxer. He's got a good chin. He's come up short in recent years against some of the top guys, but I think with this fight, there's a little extra added blood here. They've got some extra added bad blood. I think the Mexican machismo is going to guarantee us a great fight.
Losses for Adam Lopez over the last couple of years, as you mentioned, Chris, against very notable names: Oscar Valdez, Isaac Dogbe, Abraham Nova. So Lopez has never turned down a big fight. His case in point is the first fight against Valdez, as I mentioned, took the fight less than 24 hours notice. Lopez was supposed to be on the undercard of that fight that we
at the weight class below as well.
It was a weight class below and then a different opponent, a different fight. Not only did he knock down Valdez early in that fight, frankly, I thought that fight was stopped early.
Yeah.
No doubt that Valdez was taking the middle rounds, and he did knock down Lopez. I believe it was in the 5th round. But with a stoppage that happened, it seemed like Lopez had some more on the tank, so I have to imagine a couple years later now that Lopez still has that chip on his shoulder.
Well, I vividly remember Adam Lopez saying the reason that he took that fight, even though he was jumping up a weight class on short notice, was that he knew in his heart that he could always beat Oscar Valdez, which is why we're seeing him here again tonight.
And the question also for Oscar Valdez is not only his health, but is he still at that top form? Obviously, the plan was for him to fight Navarrete. There was the controversy with the drug test prior to fight.
Conceição fight.
Exactly, the Conceição fight. It's been a topsy-turvy couple years for Oscar Valdez, and I'm sure he's looking at this fight as a statement to say, I'm back, I'm here, I'm ready and healthy for Emmanuel Navarrete.
Yeah, and Oscar Valdez, he's 32 years of age, which for these lighter weight classes is getting up there, but also he's got a very long career when you think about his amateur pedigree and how many fights he's had, you know, when he was younger and like now his pro career. So yeah, that really is the question. Is this the same Oscar Valdez that we knew of in championship form?
You saw the betting odds for Lopez, 7-1 underdog.
Inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter, Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you this evening by Boost Mobile. Money is power. By AutoZone, get in the zone. By Bud Light, the official beer of celebrations. By C4 Energy, energy that hits. And DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app today. This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the junior lightweight division. Our judges at ringside, Max DeLuca, Benoit Hussein, and Don Trella. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Alan Huggins. Introducing first, out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 132.1 pounds, wearing navy blue trunks. His record, 16 victories. 4 defeats, 1 no contest. 6 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Los Angeles, California, Adam Blunos Lopez. Introducing out of the red corner. He weighed in at 132.1 pounds, wearing gold trunks with black trim. His record, 30 victories, 1 defeat, 23 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He is a 2-time Mexican Olympian, former featherweight world champion, former junior lightweight world champion, from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, Oscar Valdez.
Adam. Oscar. Gentlemen, you both received your instructions. Obey my command. Protect yourselves at all times. Everything out here is good. Everything up here is good. Touch gloves. Good luck. Seconds out. Seconds out.
Valdez Valdez and Lopez underway, and we want to welcome our friends watching on Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland. We appreciate you joining us here in Las Vegas, Nevada, alongside the former world champ Chris Algieri. I'm Eric Rothman. A fantastic chief support bout, a rematch between Oscar Valdez and Adam Lopez, a fight that was an all-out brawl back in 2019, and we do it again in the chief support before the Vasily Lomachenko, Devin Haney undisputed lightweight championship fight coming up, and already Oscar Valdez landing a powerful left hand.
Oscar's looking very sharp, came out with his jab. He's actually out jabbing the jabber to start round number one, and then landed a nice left hook upstairs as well.
Valdez talked about how hungry he is. He knows he has a lot of doubters, a lot of haters, and a lot of people asking the question, does he still have it? And I think he's looking to make a statement here tonight.
Yeah, he certainly seems like he has it. Very.
Lopez trying to get in on the inside. Lopez, 27 years old. 16-4 is his record. Valdez, 32 years old with a 30-1 record. His last fight, his lone loss against Shakur Stevenson, coming in April of last year.
Yeah, from Adam Lopez, you want to look out for. He's got a very good jab, especially his double jab. Nice uppercut there from Valdez, answered by Valdez with a left hook.
Great combination on the inside from Valdez. Connects with both hands.
As I was saying about Lopez, he's got great lateral movement side to side, changes directions really well, very mobile, and has a good double jab. That's pretty much his good feint there as well. But Valdez, big left hook, good amateur pedigree, great technique, physically strong and explosive.
Look no further than his knockout of Miguel Berchelt. As to the power that he can put forth as he goes down to the body with the right hand under a minute to go here in the opening round.
One of the knocks on Adam Lopez in the last couple of years is he starts slow. He tends to get into, falls behind on the cards early on, finds his way in the middle rounds, and then ends strong, oftentimes being on the wrong side of close decisions.
That was the exact opposite of what occurred in their last fight, much to Oscar Valdez's surprise when Lopez put him on the canvas in the second round before Lopez coming back to win a TKO victory in the 7th against Lopez.
Yeah, oddly, I think the element of surprise helped Adam Lopez in the last fight. Not so much in this one, you know. Oscar knows what he's got in front of him. He knows the guy can hurt him, knows he's dangerous.
Good first round from Oscar Valdez in his return to the ring.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Mr. Ibrahim, you've been described as the king of the cross.
We can't let them forget who runs the street.
But everyone has their price, right?
What are you trying to do, John? You're trying to start a war. It's business, Sam.
Last King of the Cross, all episodes available now, Sky Max.
The Prime Minister of Sweden, Mr. Olof Palme, has been assassinated.
We have the US on one side, the Soviet Union on the other side. Stieg Larsson was obsessed with finding the truth.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
The winner here fights Navarrete.
Navarrete has been dominant in 2 divisions over the past few years, making a name for himself, knocking off Isaac Dogbe twice en route to his first title. He has fought often and delivered quite a bit of punishment. Valdez wants a piece of it. He's got to get through Adam Lopez first.
Yeah, one thing about Navarrete, though, he's looked more and more human as he's gone up in weight. He was a bit of a weight bully when he was down at 122 and 126. At 130, I think him and Oscar Valdez is a great fight.
Adam Lopez is no slouch. He's never said no to a big fight, and a great combination ends with an uppercut from Lopez. Now Valdez returns, a counter punch from Lopez. Great exchange here to start round 2.
Very sharp, nice punch selection from Adam Lopez, up and under and over the top. Good dig to the body there from Valdez.
Valdez returns fire. This is very reminiscent of their first fight, letting their hands go early.
Yeah, it just seems that Adam Lopez has some form of Valdez's number. He finds those spots. He's very confident when he's in the ring with him. There's that big sweeping hook from Valdez, just misses.
Adam Lopez does not lack self-confidence.
No, that's true. But sometimes he does early in fights with guys that he really could be outboxing, but lets them take charge early. We're not seeing that here with Valdez.
Going toe-to-toe with Oscar Valdez here in the second round.
I like what Adam's doing. He's taking some of the power off these shots. He's letting Valdez load up, seeing the punches coming, making him miss, and then just touching him up.
If you're Valdez, Chris, when you have that rib injury that you mentioned, doesn't necessarily ever go away. You can heal, you can feel better. Is it always in the back of your mind the next time you step in the ring?
Not if you want to be successful. You got to leave that in the gym. You know, if you got an injury, you know, you'd be surprised how often fighters go into fights with existing injuries. You just leave it in the back of your mind. You go out there and you go to work.
Happened most recently in the Ryan Garcia-Gervonta Davis fight. It was revealed after that fight that Davis had a rib injury, and that was exactly where Davis was able to end the fight.
I've gotten into more than a few fights with broken bones, whether they're ribs, wrists, hands, knuckles, whatever. Just, you know, what we do for a living is damaging. Good work. Good slick movement from Adam Lopez as Valdez hitting nothing but air here in round number 2.
Lopez almost trying to bait Valdez into some of these swings and misses.
Oh, big shot there from Valdez over the top. Catches Lopez pulling in.
Lopez landed on the body, but Valdez quickly returning up top.
You can see the difference in explosiveness and power. Valdez, obviously the puncher of the two. Lopez using more boxing ability and slickness.
Good back and forth second round here in Las Vegas.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Want to build a bet you want? In seconds, you're on. Combine shots, corners, cards, and more. Plus, with our Bet Builder rackers, combine bet builders across games in football, basketball, and NFL. And place popular bet builders in just one tap. Get a Bet Builder boost every day. Unibet, you're on.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
This and me trying to make something maybe out of nothing, Chris, but Lopez seems very square to Valdez, and while Valdez hasn't been able to find him yet, you mentioned that slick defense, I imagine if he stays that square and slows down as the fight goes on, it'll be even easier for Valdez to find him.
Yeah, Lopez, he's got that great lateral movement, changes directions really well. He uses that more of his defense than his upper body. He doesn't move his head a whole lot. He uses his feet and his direction to make guys miss. Nice double, triple jab there from Lopez.
Lopez has already thrown more punches. A big sweeping right hand clips the nose of Adam Lopez. Uppercut and get out of the way. That's what Lopez was trying to do. Over the top with the left. Valdez, nice combination.
And we mentioned the lateral movement of Lopez. Valdez made a nice little change to his attack. He's throwing punches to where Adam is going. Very smart. Anticipating his movement and catching him on the way.
20 for 46 power punches landed for Oscar Valdez.
High percentage. That's one thing about Lopez, though. He's only been stopped that one time, and like you said, it was questionable, and it was against Valdez, but he seems to take punches quite well.
Even in the fights where he's not fighting a big name, he seems to take a lot of punishment. It just seems like every fight that Lopez is in comes down to the wire or is just a gritty, grinded-out type of victory.
Yeah, even guys that he's head and shoulders above in terms of technique and skill, he pretty much gets upset if you don't hit him.
Oh, nice right hand. Back-to-back right hands from Oscar Valdez. Now Lopez in the corner trying to dance his way out of it. Valdez has him in his sights. Lopez says, come on, let's go. I'll stand right here all day.
Defending in the corner with his hands down. Talk about confidence.
Confidence or stupidity, I don't know. in the third.
Lopez using that nice angled footwork to get his way out.
Valdez, the fan favorite here in Las Vegas. A lot of support when he was introduced in the ring. Very proud Mexican fighter. Always puts on a show, and he's got Lopez back in the corner once again.
Yeah, you mentioned proud Mexican fighter. This fight is all about pride between these two guys. Both have a lot to prove. And a lot on the line.
Absolutely. Devin Haney getting the gloves on. His dad Bill, his trainer. Haney ready to defend his undisputed lightweight championship. The first time he'll be defending it here in the United States. He defended it once against George Kambosos in Australia in the rematch. Haney took the belts the first time around. Not to take anything away from George Kambosos, who is a hell of a warrior, Chris, but this is a completely different animal in Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's an understatement of the century. Trying to compare Kambosos and Lomachenko. Kambosos seemed to have been tailor-made for Devin Haney's style as a boxer and technician. Lomachenko is the Matrix. Totally different kind of fighter. Offensively, defensively, just a truly special generational talent.
Oscar Valdez has been the more efficient puncher so far through 3 rounds, landing 38% of his punches to Adam Lopez, who has landed just 17%.
Nice jab there from Valdez. Pops the head back up.
Does it again.
Lopez, yeah. His jab has been sharp when he uses it. It's when he's loaded up on punches that he's been outboxed.
11 for 49 jabs landed and thrown by Oscar Valdez. And this is the fight we expected to see.
Yeah, I mean, but Lopez did a great job of getting out of the way of those left hooks. He knows the left hook is coming. That's Valdez's favorite punch, his most dangerous punch, and he's doing a very good job at evading it.
Speaking of evasive, Oscar Valdez changing levels defensively.
Yeah, we keep talking about the boxing skills of Adam Lopez, but Oscar Valdez is a hell of a boxer, too. We saw that in the Burchell fight.
What a knockout that fight produced.
But even before the knockout, his performance was fantastic.
Yes.
Valdez looked incredible that night.
Well, it's also important to put into context what that fight was hyped up to be coming into it. Valdez was very much the underdog. Burchell, up until that point, had just steamrolled everybody in the division.
I was predicting Burchell to win that fight. He was on such a roll. I just thought he was too big, too strong, but it turned out that Valdez was too smart.
Yep, Valdez wore him down.
Which is why the Navarrete fight is such an intriguing matchup. It's a very similar thought process as the Burchell fight.
And straight right hand from Valdez before a left to the body.
Valdez putting on a ton of pressure here. Round number 4.
It almost seems like Lopez is a little too focused defensively.
Yeah.
Hasn't been letting his hands go.
That happens a lot early in rounds with Adam Lopez. He falls behind because he just isn't busy enough with his hands, even though he's using his feet and his head movement well. And depending on judges, a lot of judges don't like a guy who's constantly moving side to side, especially if he's not throwing effectively.
He's not throwing effectively, only landing 17% of his punches.
And you got Valdez, who's consistently putting on the pressure.
Seizing every opportunity like that one with a straight right hand to the jaw of Lopez.
Valdez That left jab has been very precise tonight. Needs to do more of that, less of those big hooks.
Now Lopez comes on in the final 10 seconds of round number 4.
Smart of Lopez to dig to the body.
Boxing on Sky Sports. Brought to you by Voltero.
Have a wow moment when you sell your car with Car Wow, where dealers bid to buy your car. All you have to do is accept the best offer. Car Wow.
I think there's been a murder. You watch too much Dateline. I know what you did here, psycho.
Boxing on Sky Sports. Brought to you by Voltero.
I get it. You just open it. Okay, let me see. All right. All right. Just play this out.
Round 5 was scheduled 10 between Adam Lopez and Oscar Valdez. Valdez looking for a coming out party after a year away from the ring due to injury. Lopez more active here to start the 5th.
Pretty sure his corner told him they need to pick up the output and let those hands go. You can't just move and expect to win these rounds. Lopez goes back down to the body.
Jab again by Lopez, and then, excuse me, by Valdez. Lopez responds with an uppercut that landed flush.
Yeah, Valdez has most success when he throws the straight jab and uses the punches like that to cut off the lateral movement of Lopez, walking him into shots.
Swooping right hand from Valdez lands spot on.
That's one thing about Valdez. He's one of the most effective looping punchers at the high-level championship level. You don't see a lot of world champions throw looping shots. Valdez almost does it exclusively when he throws power punches, but does it really, really precisely and accurately.
I'll tell you one other guy who does it as well is Emmanuel Navarrete.
Yeah,
those two fight. Oh! Huge left hand swoops in. There's one of those looping lefts from Valdez. Lopez took it well.
Yeah, Lopez is some gentleman.
If these two guys wanted to fight like every 3 or 4 months, I would sign up for that.
Yep. Pay these men. Let them do it. If I'm Valdez and I win this fight, I'm hiring Adam Lopez as my sparring partner for my next fight.
Good combination, 1-2 from Lopez, who shakes off the sweat from his afro.
I'm always surprised when these guys fight with so much hair, because every punch that lands, whether it's blocked, partially blocked or not, makes that hair move and look so dramatic.
End of the 5th round between Lopez and Valdez.
Good.
So midway through the fight, Chris, and it seems like Valdez has done enough to be in control of the scorecard so far.
Yeah, I'm having trouble giving Lopez rounds. I gave him the second round. Other than that, he just hasn't been offensively active enough. And Valdez putting all that pressure and throwing more punches. I mean, this is boxing. You gotta be effectively aggressive and landing clean punches.
Obviously, we know Valdez for his knockout capabilities. That's what's made him famous. Obviously, the Miguel Burchell fight, the epitome of that power. But what we're seeing here is how athletic he is defensively as well. It's not to say that Lopez hasn't landed some punches, because he has, but I think the movement of Valdez is pretty underrated.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned that he has very good boxing skills as well. He was a high-level amateur. You know, he's gotten this far as a pro, multiple division world champion. But you know, he's highly skilled as a boxer as well. He's just so effective with his power punch. And we often think of him as more of that. Cutting off the ring, just walking Adam Lopez down. Quick hands from Adam Lopez.
Valdez seemed to be blocking most of those shots, though, Chris.
Oh, yeah, but Valdez is working. He's actually throwing punches, which is good. And Valdez is throwing and missing.
Accidental clash of heads there.
His hard jab snaps the head back of Adam Lopez. You notice, good counter right-handed from Lopez, you notice the redness on the face of Valdez. That's something that you see pretty much in every fight from him. His face tends to mark up and get beat red pretty early on.
The change of angles by Lopez, mixing it up a little bit, but Valdez...
Yeah, but to your point,
effortless on the defensive end.
And defense from Valdez. That was a big output from Lopez. If I'm Valdez, I'm coming back strong right now.
He tried with the overhand right.
Fair warning there for a shot behind the head.
I'm impressed too with Valdez's patience, Chris. You think after a year in the ring, maybe you'd be a little bit eager, maybe get out in front of yourself, but Valdez, very experienced, and he's been really picking his spots.
Well, I think he also knows what he has in front of him. It's a man he's already been in the ring with. That surprise is gone now, and also he knows how good he is. He had prepared very well for Adam Lopez. He's a great boxer, and we're seeing that preparation paying off.
Lopez has been the more active of the two here in this round, but a lot of those punches have been defended well by Oscar Valdez.
Yeah, the defense from Valdez this round has been very impressive.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Ever been drawn to something and not known why? Maybe it's what we mean when we say something speaks to us. Meet the new 408, with a design meant to seduce more than eyes, allure and passion from every angle. Because what truly speaks to us is the voice whispering into our souls. The alluring new Peugeot 408.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
You're just not getting anything out of him.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see that in the replays here. You know, Adam is being very busy and throwing shots, but it's Valdez who's making him miss and then landing clean shots like that one we just saw that left hook. Big roar from the crowd as Vasily the Matrix Lomachenko was on the big screen.
Were those boos or cheers for Lomachenko?
I think they were cheers. I saw a lot of Ukrainian flags this afternoon when I was walking around the strip. A lot of face paint with blue and yellow.
A fantastic main event. Devin, Haney, and Vasily Lomachenko. No doubt a ton of Haney supporters here as well. Haney lives in Las Vegas. He's from Oakland. We know Oakland sports fans will travel.
Body shot from Valdez. Partially blocked on the elbow from Lopez, but I'm telling you, those shots, even when you block them, you feel them.
Seemed like the first 3 rounds, Chris, Valdez very aggressive, landing those power punches. It slowed down a little bit. He only threw 10 power punches in the last round compared to 26 in each of the previous 3.
Yeah, but he's improved his defense. He was getting hit a little bit in those first couple rounds. The last couple rounds, Valdez's defense has been incredible. Still putting pressure, but being defensively sound on the way in and using more counter shots. And setting traps for Lopez and his movement like that. That's one thing. I think Valdez is more successful when he throws the straight punches. When you've got an elusive guy like Lopez who's changing levels and changing angles, those looping shots are easy for him to see.
Trading jabs here. A little over a minute to go in round number 7. Valdez works the bodies. Lopez turns him, but not throwing any punches behind him.
And that's the problem. There's a gap between making that beautiful defensive move and footwork and then the actual offense. Good feint there from Lopez after he lands a counter right hand.
Combination with the right hook from Valdez. Now Lopez pushing Valdez back in the corner, and Valdez trying to fight out of position.
Body work there from Lopez.
The most aggressive round of Adam Lopez in quite some time.
Doing a good job bodying Valdez, using his body to push him back.
Oh, lands a left hand at the end of the round.
¿Cómo se siente? ¿Te agarró ahí ahorita? No. Agarra ahí de mi juez. Ahí va, faltan 3 roncitos.
Hey, we can't afford to let him get off. We can't afford to let him have his way.
Here we see a nice left hook over the top from Valdez. Here we see him ripping shots on both hands, but it's Lopez who's pushing Valdez back and throwing good body shots. It seemed to have had Valdez in a little bit of trouble toward the end of that round.
Yeah, that was an impressive round by Lopez. It seemed like he took what Valdez threw in stride, and that only made him more aggressive.
It was actually a good round for Valdez until the last minute or so. But again, to your point, Eric, Valdez not as busy, even though he's showing defensive prowess at the beginning of that round, but then Lopez got more aggressive offensively. Nice tricky shot there from Lopez that you see him get confident.
Lopez putting his hands on his hips and sticking his chin out in front of Valdez. Trying to goat Valdez into making a mistake, saying, come on, big guy, let's go. 1-2 punch from Lopez lands squarely.
Oh, and a feint, cut angles.
Cheeky movement here from Adam Lopez in the 8th round.
Good feints there Valdez, but nothing behind him.
And Chris, I don't want to say Valdez is giving away rounds, but he's not the last, I'd say, 2-3 rounds winning them convincingly.
No, he's leaving the door open for Lopez to win these rounds, or to take these rounds. And it won't take much, like the last round. Not much happened, and then Lopez finishes the round strong, potentially the stolen round for Lopez. And now that Lopez is feeling more confident in letting his hands go.
Lopez seems to be fine with dancing around for the first 2 minutes of the round and then starting to come on and try to score and impress the judges, leave them with an impression in their mind as they write down their numbers.
I think I understand what Lopez's mindset is. He has a puncher in front of him. A lot of times punchers like to load up, throw, and when they miss, they get more and more hesitant. Good shot upstairs from Lopez. Might be the best fight round of Lopez so far.
I honestly thought the last round, at least the second half of the last round, might have been his best round, and he's come on even stronger here in the 8th.
True to form, Adam Lopez finding his rhythm in the middle rounds.
Just like you said.
Yep. I've called enough of Adam's fights.
You're blindfolded at this point.
Got a funny story with Adam Lopez, actually. He reached out to me 5 or 6 years ago via DM on social media asking me about a diet advice. And I had given it to him, didn't know exactly who he was. A couple years later, I'm calling his fight. I'm like, oh, wait. I went to congratulate him on the DM, and I saw the past conversation we had.
He looks in good shape, so he's taking your advice and heeded it.
Oh, his conditioning has always been fantastic. And you need to be, if you're a boxer, and if you got good footwork, you got, I think it's a cut on the left eye of Lopez. It's like blood from the mouth of Valdez. I believe there's a small cut near the eyebrow of Lopez.
And Lopez got tagged with a right hand just at the bell to end round number 8. This is one of those fights, Chris, that goes to the scorecards. And frankly, I'm not sure which way it goes at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 2 very important rounds left, but I think Valdez is going to need to step on the gas pedal if he's going to hold on to the lead that I have him having. But Adam Lopez seems to be really coming on these last couple of rounds.
Dancing around at the end of the round, circling around referee Alan Huggins.
Oscar De La Hoya ringside.
Sergey Kovalev here as well.
Sergey's in Florida with me, my neighbor.
Oh, there we go. Borrow some sugar or anything like that? You guys get together for potluck?
Borrow some Russian vodka.
Round number 9. Valdez, Lopez, very good fight so far. Could go either way in the final 2 rounds.
Momentum definitely in the Lopez camp right now.
Now Valdez comes on strong. His power punches have been few and far between the last few rounds. Unloads there early here in round number 9. Stay busy, Adam. Don't forget to throw punches. That is not a knockdown. That seemed to be the problem for Lopez early in this fight. Chris, is that he got so focused on the cutesy defensive stuff that he forgot to do stuff like that, which is let his hands go.
Again, an issue that Adam has had in many of his close losses. Just starting too late. With the offense, that is. Sneaky body shot up there from Lopez.
3-punch combination from Lopez on the inside. Valdez comes back. Again, it's those looping hooks.
And we had mentioned how Valdez had stopped
fight at the weight class below, literally 24 hours prior to the fight, so maybe that played into it as well.
I would certainly think so. Lopez also showed a great chin in that deep fight with Dog Benny. The right hand push.
Now Valdez, another right hand.
He's back right around for Lopez.
Lopez trying to sneak out of the way before he gets tagged again.
With Valdez, it's really just inactivity. When he is not throwing, he allows Lopez in the fight. Back comes Lopez. Just misses with a left hook at the end of the round.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg in attendance, being shown on the big screen here. Oscar De La Hoya not getting a very friendly greeting from the Las Vegas fans.
Still all smiles from the Golden Boy, though.
Va a salir con todo y está perdido. A ver si te agarra un madrazo. Haz lo mismo, ciérrale las salidas y aquí bloqueámelo aquí. Aquí bloqueámelo aquí y búscale el golpe por arriba.
Valdez, the much more effective puncher in round number 9, 16 of 36 punches landed compared to 8 of 44 for Adam Lopez as we move to the 10th and final round. Fernando Vargas, his son Emiliano, victorious earlier tonight.
Scored a beautiful body shot KO.
Ton of talent in that family.
Oh, yeah.
10th and final round between Lopez and Valdez. Oh, and now Valdez trying to pour it on and put an exclamation point on this fight. He doesn't want any questions when it comes to the scores.
You know, Eric, you said something earlier. These guys could fight every 4 months. You'd be happy. I couldn't. I got to second that. I thoroughly enjoy these two guys when they're in the ring together.
Valdez catching Lopez, and referee Alan Huggins says fight on. Valdez should have taken advantage of it.
Man, that was a weird... Oh, he broke his nose.
Lopez thought he got hit by a headbutt. He wanted the fight stopped. His nose concave. Now Valdez finally comes on.
Oh, big swing and a miss.
Lopez all out of sorts here, Chris.
Yeah. I think it was a left hook. I don't think it was a headbutt. I have to look at the replay.
Yeah, I think that's what referee Alan Huggins thought as well. So I said fight on. I was kind of surprised that Valdez didn't jump on it quicker.
Lopez needs to be careful. You see him blowing air out of the nose.
Yeah,
the damage nose can really blow up the eyes.
Well, Lopez regroups. Minute 30 to go here in the final round.
Lopez eternally showing his toughness.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Delivers a couple body shots to Valdez.
You know that nose is hurting. Definitely curious to see that replay, what exactly went down.
Well, it was interesting, too, because they both stopped.
Yes, yeah.
Both fighters stopped. It wasn't just Lopez stopping. Valdez stopped as well.
Which makes you think maybe it was a head.
Right. Good left hand from Valdez. Oscar on the attack. Valdez has Lopez cornered. And they go tumbling to the mat. What a wild 10th round.
Yeah, that little trip to the canvas helped Lopez gather himself a little bit.
Under 30 seconds to go now. Valdez in charge here in the 10th. Hearing it from the crowd. Big right hand from Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez really been pouring it on.
Another one from Valdez. Oscar, no knockdown, says Alan Huggins. And the fight is over.
What a fight.
10th round, that was.
Oh, it was a headbutt followed by a left hook. See, Eric, you're right, because they
both stopped, and Alan Huggins was looking right at it.
Interesting. You know it is because the hook was right after. Maybe the ref didn't see it. That's a shame for Adam Lopez, because that really shifted the momentum into Valdez's hand. Although Valdez was having a good round anyway, that really ended chances of Lopez winning that round.
You're right. Took out any momentum that Lopez had. He stopped him in his tracks. And again, you're right. Valdez stopped as well. Pretty blatant clash of heads there. Thunderous 10th round from Oscar Valdez, who started strong, kind of put it in neutral in the middle rounds, and then in the 10th, boy, did he turn it up another notch.
Yeah, I have it 97-93 for Valdez.
Highlights from the 10th round. Big power punches landed. 17 of 45 power punches landed in that 10th round for Oscar Valdez.
Yeah, he dug deep like a champion does. Came out, made a statement in that 10th round. Came out strong in the 9th as well, and he needed it because Lopez was coming on in those middle rounds. Good close to the show from the former champ, Oscar Valdez.
Trying to become champ once again. He's got his sights set on Emmanuel Navarrete. He needed to get past Adam Lopez. We'll go to the scorecard to see if he was able to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Max DeLuca scores the bout 98-92. Benoit Roussel scores the bout 98-91. Don Trella scores the bout 97-93. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Oscar Valdez!
Right on the money with your scoring there, Chris. Valdez victorious for the 31st time in his career. And the second time against Adam Lopez.
The first fight, you said you had compassion for him because you knew his father. This time, when you saw what happened in that last round, you went right after him.
Well, it's a sport, We're just a competition, nothing personal. On the contrary, I love Adam Lopez. I love this father. And I got nothing but respect for each and every one of my fighters, man. We just come here, we all try to be the best. So it's nothing personal. Inside the ring, no one's friends. Outside the ring, we could all be friends.
You seem rejuvenated those 13 months off, that power jab. What were you showcasing tonight?
I was just trying to be a better fighter. With a fighter like Adam Lopez with that speed, he can't get too confident. So, I was just trying to be a better, a smarter fighter.
February 3rd, you were supposed to be in the ring with Emmanuel Navarrete. You suffered an injury and you had to wait till tonight. What's next for you, Oscar?
We all want Vaquero, man. Nothing but respect for Vaquero. He's a great champion. Mucho respeto para el Vaquero. Pero todo el mundo quiere ver esa pelea y ahora sí que se haga.
So he wants Emmanuel El Vaquero Navarrete next. Let's hope it happens this year, though.
We hope it happens too, Bernardo, as Oscar Valdez comes out victorious with a unanimous decision victory over Adam Lopez. And now we take a look back at the fight in you were surprised how quickly Lopez came out of the gate, had some good rounds early. It seemed like rounds 3, 4, 5 were Valdez's favor, and then Lopez started to pick up the pace again. It was the later rounds, 9 and 10, where it seemed like Valdez said, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah, on my scorecard, I had the ability for Lopez to actually get a draw going into the last 2 rounds, but Valdez really stepped on the gas and made a statement in those 2 rounds, sweeping those rounds on my scorecard and finishing with that 97-93. But Adam Lopez, in true Lopez fashion, gives a cut account of himself, but just a little too short.
What did you learn about Oscar Valdez in this fight? What questions did you have, and were they answered?
You know, I still think that he's world class, and he showed that. He's got different folds. I always say the champions are the guys who find ways to win. He had a difficult opponent in front of him, like you said, someone who got good quickness, good hand speed, good foot speed. So he had to be smart and tactical, and he was.
Valdez victorious against Lopez.
The tale of the tape is never the story. Pounds and inches are for scientists. The sweet science is an art. And style, not stature, makes fights. More than reach, rhythm is key. More than height is depth of character. More than power is strength of will. Most elusive is the measurement for heart. For need forged in personal hardship, or desire instilled by voices without or within, there is no instrument for calculating them. So take out the tape to collect the numbers. Use the scale, certainly, to assure parity of weight. But when the counting is done, remember, it's not math, but poetry that makes a fight great.
The main event of the evening, Vasily Lomachenko, Devin Haney for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. And Chris, I know you've been doing your homework, watching these fighters, talking to them yesterday. What do you expect to see from this main event?
This is a complicated fight. Stylistically, it's an interesting matchup. I'm curious to see if Lomachenko can go back to the well one more time and pull out a massive win here against the young, surging champion. But it's a tall order, literally. Tall, long, strong, big. Haney is the bigger, younger, fresher man. But Loma has so much to prove here. He's been walking around with a chip on his shoulder all week, and he's got all the right answers when it comes to saying if he's hungry and he still wants it and still has it. But we'll only know when that first bell rings.
We are moments away as we get ready for both the Ukrainian national anthem and the United States national anthem. Lomachenko coming into this fight 17-2 in his professional career with 11 knockouts. Haney 29-0, just 24 years old, has been fighting as a professional since he was a teen. Fought in Mexico before he could get a license because of his age here in the United States. This has always been the goal. Undisputed champion, fighting the best on the biggest stage, and he gets a chance to complete a bucket list win as he has circled Vasily Lomachenko's name, as he said in the fight, lead up to the fight, for the last 4 years. He gets his chance to showcase it in front of a sold-out crowd at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas. Lomachenko, the underdog in this fight, a position he hasn't been in many times in his career. And we will see if, as Chris Algieri said, The 35-year-old Ukrainian has one more big fight left in him. And if he does, how far and where else can he go from here? Lomachenko trying to reclaim his spot atop the lightweight division. Devin Haney looking to make his second defense of his undisputed lightweight championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to now rise, remove your caps, and join lead vocalist from Cirque du Soleil, Mariana Sobol, in the singing of the Ukrainian national anthem.
Як роса на сонці, запануємо ми, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Mariana Sobol. Please remain standing and welcome recording artist Brandon Brigham as he performs the United States national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets recollect the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was sealed there. Oh, say just that star-spangled banner yet waves for the land of the free.
anticipated showdown for all 4 belts that are currently held by Devin Haney. This is a fight that will validate him as an undisputed champion.
This is just a legacy fight. This is really for the belts. This is really for the gold, the pound for pound, the best in the division.
He wants to prove that he is still the man. Lomachenko is a legend in the sport.
I go to bed with this dream. I wake up with this dream. I live with this dream.
What a beatdown! Seeing the young man stand work. Big right hand! Devin Haney is the king right now.
He's not just going to give the belts away.
He's ready for this moment right now.
Oh, he's got him hurt. Loma's on fire.
What a shot! Oh, big left hook. He don't fight for money. He fights for legacy.
For Haney, this is the most significant fight. For Lomachenko, this is everything for his career.
This is the fight that stamps the term undisputed.
A lightweight king will be crowned tonight here in Las Vegas. A sold-out crowd at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. The undisputed lightweight championship of the world. The undefeated Devin Haney defends his belts against the legend, Vasily Lomachenko. The fighters are ready, the fans are ready, and we are ready. Moments away from the opening bell. Haney and Lomachenko coming up next.
Also. There's a right hand snap to the head back, and Pryor is hurt.
The right hand, Hearns on the right. Hearns hits him with an uppercut. Hagler returns. Hagler is done. Hearns got inside. Takes another right. Hearns in deep trouble again. Hearns is down. Hearns is down in the 3rd round, and on his back. What a shot. Hand, right to the chest. Oh, and a right hand drops Mancini.
Combination again. Alaquino's in trouble.
And Leonard Fleury. Oh, he's got some doubles down, and he may not get up.
With a combination from her.
From nowhere. It's over. Ali is the knockout winner.
We welcome you back to Las Vegas, Nevada, alongside the former champ Chris Algieri. I'm Eric Rothman, ringside, as we are moments away from the ring walks for Vasily Lomachenko and the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin Haney. And Chris, I ask you this, a blueprint for a Vasily Lomachenko upset win is what?
To be Vasily Lomachenko from 5 years ago. He's got all the skills. He's done it before. We know about his virtuoso ability to be there and not be there at the same time. He hits and doesn't get hit. The true essence of boxing. He cuts beautiful angles. He has a precise puncher, beautiful jab from the southpaw position, great body puncher as well. Tends to break guys down in rounds go, where he got the name Lomachenko, where he had victory after victory of fighters who were just giving up because he was just so good.
And what's the blueprint for Devin Haney to remain undefeated.
To be Devin Haney, go out there, use the jab, use your boxing ability. He's a master of distance. The longer this fight is, the longer range this fight is fought at, the slower pace this fight is fought at, the more it favors Devin Haney.
Haney, the bigger of the two fighters at 5'9", a 72-inch reach, a massive reach advantage against the 5'7", 65.5-inch reach Vasily Lomachenko. As Vasily Lomachenko makes his way to the ring, Chris, at 45 years old, do you think he still has what it takes to get back to the mountaintop one more time?
I believe that he is as good now as he has ever been, but will it be enough? That's the question. I do not have the answer.
We will find out in just a few moments. Vasily Lomachenko, the former two-time Olympic gold medalist, the former fighter of the year, the former world champion who has only fought the biggest fighters in the game since he turned pro after an illustrious amateur career, makes his way under the bright lights one more time for maybe the biggest and quite possibly the last big test of his career.
Occasions in Lomachenko's career where he comes to the ring first.
He has won 3 fights in a row since losing to Teofimo Lopez. 11 of his opponents in his career, only 19 career fights, 11 have been world champions. He fights another one here tonight. The 24-year-old Devin Haney, the undefeated, undisputed lightweight champion of the world, makes his way to the ring. He said he has been looking for Vasily Lomachenko for 4 years, and tonight he gets his wish. Will he be able to take down the legend and defend his belts for a second time? Or is he in for more than he bargained for? The biggest test of Devin Haney's career is moments away. Haney and Lomachenko, two titans of the lightweight division, as Haney walks to the ring to defend his championship status. Chris have never met in the ring before. Their paths crossed before Devin Haney won his undisputed championship from George Kambosos, because it was Vasily Lomachenko that was originally supposed to fight Kambosos before dropping out to go fight for his country of Ukraine in the war against Russia. Haney stepped in. Haney defeated Kambosos not once, not twice. Now, Lomachenko has his chance in the ring finally.
And that's why Haney believes that this fight is so important for his legacy. He needs to win this fight to prove that he deserves these titles. And I believe he's absolutely right in that assessment.
It'll be the stiffest test of Haney's career, undoubtedly. He's got 2 wins against Kambosos, notable wins against Jorge Linares, Yuriorkis Gamboa, and Joseph Diaz, but none of those fighters the caliber of Vasily Lomachenko. Doesn't matter how old Lomachenko is.
inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Brought to you this evening by Boost Mobile Money is Power. By AutoZone, get in the zone. By Bud Light, the official beer of celebrations. By C4 Energy, energy that hits. And by DraftKings Sportsbook, download the app today. We are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Executive Director Jeff Mullen, Chairman Anthony A. Marnell III. Your ringside physicians, Dr. David Watson, Dr. Damon Zavala, Dr. Raimundo Leon, and Dr. Vicky Mazzarana. Your timekeepers this evening, James Cabin and Steve Mazzagatti. Your judges at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and David Sutherland. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Harvey Daw. And now, to everyone here in Las Vegas inside the iconic MGM Grand Garden Arena, and to everyone watching Top Rank on ESPN pay-per-view, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. This is boxing. This is Top Rank. And oh, baby, this is the main event. Introducing first, out of the Bud Light blue corner, with his head trainer, Anatoly Lomachenko. He weighed in at 135 pounds, wearing black trunks with gold trim. He is a two-time Olympic gold medalist with 396 victories and only one defeat as an amateur. As a professional, he enters the ring tonight with a record of 17 victories, 2 defeats, 11 of those victories coming by way of knockout. This future Hall of Famer is the former featherweight champion of the world. He is the former junior lightweight champion of the world. He is the former unified and lineal lightweight champion of the world, making his 16th world title appearance. Pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of his generation. The man known the world over simply as Loma. Please welcome the fighting pride of Akerman, Ukraine, Vasily Lomachenko! Introducing out of the red corner, the champion with head trainer Bill Haney. He weighed in at 134.9 pounds, wearing blue trunks. His record, perfect. 29 fights, 29 victories, 15 of those victories by way of knockout. He is the youngest undisputed champion of the modern era. Tonight, defending all of the belts, making his 7th world title defense. He is the one, the only undisputed lightweight champion of the world, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and proudly representing his hometown of Oakland, California. Please welcome Devin the Dream Haney!
Tail of the tape between Haney and Lomachenko. 11 years Lomachenko's junior is Devin Haney. You see the reach advantage, the height advantage, but the world title experience lies with Lomachenko. The question is, Chris, will Haney be able to take advantage of the size he has against Lomachenko, or will Loma have the answer?
Well, we're here, and we're about to find out.
Nowhere else I'd rather be, buddy. Harvey Dock, the third man in the ring. The undisputed lightweight championship on the line. Haney and Lomachenko square off in round number 1.
There's been a lot of talk about the size difference between the two, and that's very apparent right away. Haney taller, longer, wider, heavier.
Despite that advantage, Chris, what makes Lomachenko so difficult?
Well, it's just he's so shifty. His ability to change range, change levels, cut angles. He throws punches from odd angles, almost similar to how Manny Pacquiao used to punch and catch guys with shots they don't see. Not to mention Lomachenko has phenomenal defense.
And then for Haney, as you heard during the introductions, the youngest unified champion of the modern era. How has he been able to find success on this level at such a young age?
I mean, he's young, but he's been doing it for such a long time. I met Devin when he was about 12 or 11 years old in Las Vegas. He was a gym rat even back then.
Him and his father, Bill, went down to Mexico before he turned 18 so that he could start his professional career. He couldn't get a license in the United States, fighting in bars down in Mexico. That's how badly he wanted it, even as a teenager. And both of these fighters trained by their fathers.
Haney looks a little tight to start. Taking a couple swings and misses that were ill-timed.
Given the size difference, do you feel like Lomachenko has what it takes from a power department to inflict punishment on Haney?
I do. Haney has been shown to be vulnerable. He was hurt in the Linares fight. He's had trouble with southpaws in the past, namely Jojo Diaz. But Lomachenko, he's got a very high knockout percentage. He hits you with shots that you don't see, like I mentioned. And those are the ones that hurt the most.
This is a very pro-Lomachenko crowd. You heard it in the introductions. Haney booed vehemently by this crowd at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. No different than the boos he heard when he was fighting George Kambosos in Australia.
You know, I'm noticing already Lomachenko starting faster than he had when he fought Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez had big power. Haney, not the same type of fighter. He's got speed, he's got precision, he's got distance, he's got length, but not the kind of knockout power that Teofimo Lopez possesses.
29 wins, 15 knockouts for Haney. As Lomachenko has him in the corner, and they tie up for the first time. The referee is Harvey Dock, and Chris, we'll get into it, but that's an interesting choice for this fight. And once we take a break here at the end of the first round, I'd love to hear why, as Lomachenko with the flurry here at the end of the first.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Everyone has their favorites. Favorite sport, favorite team, favorite players, favorite bets. Everyone's different. Life would be pretty dull if we all like the same thing. However, there is one thing we can all agree on. Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting brand. And please, gamble responsibly.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Of some of the Haney punches that landed in round number 1, but it was Lomachenko towards the end that started to come on.
Yeah, he wasn't landing a whole lot. Lomachenko, neither man did, but he, like I said, he was starting a lot faster than maybe a lot of us expected.
I mentioned that Teofimo Lopez fight that Vasily Lomachenko lost his lightweight championship belts. And really didn't start coming on in that fight until the 6th, 7th round, and by then it was too late.
Yeah, I was in the room that night. I called that fight. And Teofimo Lopez, I mean, he was throwing some heavy leather. And he's so explosive and fast. I think that Vasily Lomachenko was just being very cautious early on, probably too cautious, which cost him the fight.
Lomachenko, the second round now, working on the outside. Bigger, longer, Haney standing guard in the center of the ring, pushes Lomachenko back there with a right hand.
Yeah, using that physicality. I like that looping left hook that Haney is throwing. You saw him land that in the first round. There it is again. Not really known as a left hook artist is Haney, but utilizing that weapon against the southpaw being very smart. Lomachenko's tendency to loop that front hand to kind of lull you and then throw shots off of that.
Lomachenko, a trickster. He's got a bag of tricks that he can go to. So experienced, so well versed. Lomachenko slowing down a little bit here in the second round, but as you pointed out, Chris, anything would be faster than what he did against Teofimo Lopez. He is coming off 3 straight victories since that Lopez loss. As another looping left hand lands for Haney, and then Haney goes down to the body with the right hand.
Yeah, Haney's found his range really well in the second round. I gave the first round to Lomachenko. I thought that the busyness and the lack of contact led to him taking that round. But here, Haney has found his range and is letting punches go in the perfect position, and he's actually had some success early. Oh, good body shot there from Haney. Smart move.
And now Loma with a flurry up top. Haney caught in the corner. Loma taking advantage, and now backs away after landing some punches.
Good jab from both men.
If you're Loma and you are lacking in the reach department, what can you do to establish that jab?
Well, I mean, he's got a great jab. A lot of times he'll lead with his backhand, split the guard, and come with a jab over the top, similar to that move we just saw there, and he cuts that angle. So he's one of the more effective southpaw jabbers in the world today. Ooh, good shot there from Lomachenko.
Came through with the left hand and connected on the chin of Haney.
Lomachenko starting much faster than I had expected.
Seizing the opportunity. Maybe that's what Lomachenko is thinking.
Haney's being very smart going down to the body. Again, not known as a body puncher either, but is utilizing new tactics for the toughest fight of his career.
Lomachenko letting his hands go at the end of round 2.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Something has weaponized the seas.
Did you see that?
I think it's a pretty good guess that we're looking at a new species.
I'm going after the soldier that killed my wife.
I'd like to finish this.
Lyle is a good crocodile. He wears a scarf and he can sing. That was totally awesome.
Lyle Crocodile. Available Friday on Sky Cinema.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
From what you've seen out of Haney now in 2 rounds, what have you liked, what have you not liked?
You know, I thought he was a little hesitant, a little tight in the first round. He found his range much better in the second round. I like some of the tactics that he's using. He had that counter body shot, which is a really smart move. You wouldn't really think that. He's attacking and focusing on the body. There you see that shot right there. Focusing on the body really well against Lomachenko, which I think is smart because of his shifty head movement.
You surprised that Haney hasn't tried to push Loma around a little bit, use the forearms, use the shoulders, get inside?
Honestly, I think Haney has found that Lomachenko stronger than he expected. I saw a couple moments where they were in close and Lomachenko was able to hold his ground.
Interesting. Good note. And we'll watch as we move into the 3rd round here.
I really don't like how Haney is getting so low and bending down. Lomachenko's been able to put his weight on his back,
negating that height advantage that Haney has and going eye to eye with Lomachenko. And is that a product of the fact that Haney keeps trying to go to the body?
I think possibly, but more it's he's getting his head over his front foot, which is a bad position to be in when you're getting low like that.
Right. Sit back.
Especially for the lower back, that'll tire out in the 12-round fight. Ooh, good counter there from Haney over the top. Devin has had trouble in the past landing the jab on southpaws, so you're not seeing him as busy with that lead hand, but his countering.
Lunging forward is Lomachenko. Haney shoving Lomachenko during the weigh-in face-off yesterday. And you said, when we were talking earlier tonight, Chris, you didn't like that move from Haney during the weigh-in yesterday.
No, I don't like that kind of stuff in general. Save it. You're going to get to punch a guy in the face tomorrow. Save it for then. You know, God forbid something goes wrong, guy twists his ankle or whatever. But also, I think it was a tactical ploy on Haney, Team Haney, to try and get under the skin of Lomachenko a little bit more, calling him dirty this week, saying he's a dirty fighter, he's always been a dirty fighter, saying that he's old, saying I'm going to retire you, pushing him at the weigh-in. I think those are all tactics.
Lomachenko warned for hitting behind the head here in the third.
I've never seen someone utilize such a concerted body attack against Lomachenko.
Stop! So far, Haney has landed 45% of the body shots he's thrown. He's a big overhand left from Haney in response to a left hand from Lomachenko.
Yeah, Loma landed a nice uppercut, and Haney came back with a good left hook.
And now Loma has him on the ropes, and every time Loma presses forward offensively, this crowd goes nuts here in Las Vegas. Over the top with the left hand from the southpaw Lomachenko.
This is going to be a very interesting fight. These guys are going tit for tat.
Chris, you mentioned some of the things that Haney had said in the lead up to this fight. One of those things that harping on Lomachenko's age, and whether you like to admit it or not, when you as a fan, you start hearing those things over and over and over again. You start kind of buying into it a little bit, and yet now through 3 rounds, given everything that Devin Haney would have liked you to believe coming into this fight, Lomachenko has looked really sharp.
Oh yeah. I am really impressed with what I'm seeing from Lomachenko. We're looking at the old Lomachenko of old. Both men are hitting each other more than either one of them gets hit usually in fights. So I think this is going to turn out to be an excellent fight. But yes, 35. Listen, it ain't young, especially in these weight divisions, especially in this sport. But Lomachenko looks like he's dug deep, and he is really prepared for tonight.
Devin Haney, you mentioned, Chris, his concerted effort going to the body, 11 body shots landed. Those of the 25 total punches he's landed, nearly half of them going to the body.
Yeah, interesting tactic, and I think it's smart. There's another body shot down low from Haney. But again, I don't like that position where Haney gets his head down low. Lomachenko's able to put his weight on his upper back and push him down. I don't care how much bigger you are, that's going to wear on you.
Back-to-back jabs from Loma, and again, Haney goes down low to the body. Loma turns Haney, and a combination upstairs.
See, this is why Loma putting that pressure coming forward. He's not worried about the power of Haney coming forward. Not like he was when he fought Jermaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez. Excuse me.
Oh, upstairs for the left hand. Lands for Lomachenko right on the forehead of Haney. Now Haney goes back to the jab. Has not thrown a ton of jabs in this fight. A chance for Loma here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
I'm surprised how little that Haney is utilizing the jab and getting so close to the shorter-armed Lomachenko. That's why Lomachenko has been able to hit him down the middle with straight left hands and jabs.
Over the top, the check right hook from Loma.
And now it's Lomachenko who's actually putting on the pressure.
Quick!
Things Haney said accusing Lomachenko of doing was being dirty and punching during the clinch. We saw a little cheeky punch there before referee Harvey Dock was able to get in there.
I think that was more gamesmanship than anything. I think it was planting seeds in the referees and the fans, and also trying to get Lomachenko a little perturbed.
Doesn't seem to have fazed the 35-year-old former champ.
That's what I meant by I like the things that he was saying. He was talking the talk correctly. Lomachenko saying things like, "Oh, that's just talk." Haney always talk.
Oh, straight right hand scores for Vasily Lomachenko.
You know, and it's those eye-catching shots from Lomachenko that could come back to haunt Devin Haney in these close rounds.
And a tumble to the mat. No foul. Back at it here with 15 seconds to go in round number 2.
Lomachenko made a nice little wrestling move there.
Yeah.
Got himself in the better position.
2 points. 2 points.
Yeah, kept his hips up. Very tight. Hard rounds to score.
Very hard rounds to score.
Boxing on Sky Sports. Brought to you by Voltero.
Want to build a bet you want? In seconds, you're on. Combine shots, corners, cards, and more. Plus, with our Bet Builder rackers, combine bet builders across games in football, basketball, and NFL. And place popular bet builders in just one tap. Get a Bet Builder boost every day. Unibet, you're on.
Boxing on Sky Sports. Brought to you by Voltero.
A lot more visible to see the headshot.
Lomachenko has landed 32 of 168 total punches thrown. Haney 36 of 141. 36 punches landed for Haney, 17 of those to the body. Only 2 body shots landed for Lomachenko. Both are in single-digit jabs landed.
Yeah, I didn't really think the jab was going to be such a big weapon, especially for Haney, because, again, he's not that adept at landing the jab on southpaws, although he uses it well as a rangefinder. Lomachenko does have a great jab, but really hasn't been a weapon here yet.
Lomachenko showing you why he's so elusive. Like a ballerina at times in the ring. Good shot to the body from Haney with the right hand.
Very impressive tactic from a strategic standpoint to go down to the body that way. It's not normally something that Haney does. Lomachenko seems to be unprepared for it.
Left hook and a tie-up by Haney. Good start to this round for Devin.
Some good physicality from Haney there. Put a little bit of a forearm. Nice jabs there. Oh, good try again to the body, misses. Haney needs to tighten that hook up. Ooh, good counter.
Catches Lomachenko on the inside. A little short right uppercut goes back to the right hand for the second time. Now Lomachenko trying to push Haney back towards the corner. Ooh, Haney caught with a stiff left hand before being turned and broken up by referee Harvey Dock. Left hand, right hand to the body from Lomachenko.
See, Haney was really starting to have his way this round, and here comes Loma. This is one of those fights. They're going to go back and forth, back and forth. Good shot on the inside.
Yeah, inside with the left hook underneath from Haney. Doubling up the jab, straight right, but the answer immediately from Lomachenko.
Haney is admiring his work too much. He lands a good shot, looks at it, gets hit with a jab. See, that was what I expected more from these two because of the size difference. Lomachenko getting caught low and the weight of Haney pushing him down, not the other way around.
Good body shots from Lomachenko.
Haney needs to tighten up those punches. Lomachenko has the shorter arms on the inside, actually has the advantage. He's throwing much shorter, tighter punches.
Haney has never been knocked down in his career. Undefeated. 29 fights. Lomachenko, the former two-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion. Haney getting a award for grabbing the back of Lomachenko's head. Those quick-fire, stiff right hands have been effective for Lomachenko.
Nice feint there from Haney. You know, I've been very surprised. I expected that the pace... to be slow would benefit Haney. I'm seeing the opposite. I think when the pace is sped up, it's actually helping Haney. He's getting more done that way. When it's slow, Lomachenko's able to pot shot him and steal moments of the fight.
Is that more of a movement thing because of how well Lomachenko is able to change spaces and angles in the ring?
I think that it's partly because of how hittable Haney has been for Lomachenko. He's standing at the wrong range, he's too close, and he's square. it's allowing opportunities for Lomachenko to pop the straight left hand down the middle, hit him with that jab after he gets hit. Like I said, when he looks at admires his work, there's opportunities for Lomachenko to bridge that gap.
It seems like as far as distance control, obviously you would think that given the reach advantage of Haney, he would want to be fighting at a distance, but he's kind of gone back and forth. Do you think that that's a concerted effort on his part to do maybe what he thinks Lomachenko thought he was going to do? I'm going to do the opposite, trying to outthink the chess master?
Yeah, I guess we'll never know, but it does seem like there is a strategic effort from Haney and his camp to utilize tools and weapons that we really haven't seen him use that much of. He's not just relying solely on the jab. He's throwing body shots. That was a brilliant body shot to cut off Lomachenko's movement. He's countering to the body, which is a dangerous thing to do because it leaves your head open. More body work.
Half of Haney's landed punches have been to the body. Coming up on 25 for 50.
Yeah, I mentioned that he was landing the left hook early, not a punch that he's really known for.
The left hand scores for Lomachenko. With all that body work that Haney has done, we really haven't seen him attempt a big knockout type punch. Maybe that has to do with the fact that Lomachenko is so elusive.
Haney's not a big knockout punch guy anyway, and he certainly doesn't load up for shots, and I don't think he'd be served well to do that with Lomachenko, who is a defensive wizard.
Lomachenko showing prowess on the inside, trading punches in the center of the ring. Midway through round number 6.
Yeah, on the inside, Haney cannot keep up with the speed of Lomachenko. He's pretty much just throwing single shots, especially to the body. But not a lot of tying up between these guys.
No, not at all.
I had said that Harvey Dock is a great ref because you don't hear and see much on him. Great shot there from Lomachenko. And we have not seen much of Harvey Dock at all.
And you see the look from Lomachenko at the cameraman standing in his corner because Haney just hit him with a hook during the clinch, something that Haney said Loma does, which is dirty, and of course eliciting the reaction of a sarcastic Lomachenko after he got popped.
And that's why I said I believe that statement from Haney was games and shit. I don't think anyone actually thinks that Lomachenko is a dirty fighter.
Couple of right hands to the body score for Haney.
It's been a very effective punch for Haney tonight. He does those ripping uppercut counters.
And here's Harvey Dock issuing a warning to Devin Haney.
Oh, good hook to jab combination from Haney. Smart move.
This is the 13th jab landed tonight for Haney. 10 seconds to go midway through this fight. This fight has been world class.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Ciao, I'm a hotel in Rome, and I'm looking for lovers of architecture, rich textiles, and decadent flavors. If you want, you could be sipping espresso by tomorrow morning and napping on luxurious sheets after lunch. This is a wonderful way, I think, to spend the weekend. Don't you? I'll be waiting at hotels.com.
HelloFresh meal kits. All the ingredients you need to cook delicious dinners delivered to your door. Order now at hellofresh.co.uk. Dinner solved.
Boxing on Sky Sports, brought to you by Voltero.
Coming into this fight, but it sure has been effective.
It's been the most consistent and effective weapon for either man tonight, which is a big surprise because Haney, again, not known as a body puncher, and utilizing that in the biggest fight of his career.
Eric Rothman and Chris Algieri here with you ringside in Las Vegas. Round number 7 of the schedule 12 between the undisputed champ Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko. Good tactical fight so far, very evenly matched.
Watch the clash of heads there. See, I'm I'm so surprised that they're fighting at this range where Lomachenko has the advantage. Haney, I would think, would be punching in that mid-distance range like that. He's allowing Lomachenko to walk in the front door.
Stop!
And again, a hip toss by Lomachenko, throwing Haney to the side, saying, I don't care, you're the bigger man, doesn't bother me at all.
Good body shot there from Lomachenko. Nice sneaky shot as he pushed Haney over to the side.
Getting a little chippy here in this 7th round. Nice stiff right hand from Haney, and he goes back to the body once again, right on the belt line of Vasily Lomachenko to back it up.
Not only is this fight going to be hard to score because it's so hotly contested, but there's so much emotions from the people at home watching, and everyone around the world, really, between these two. Haney, who's taken the role as the heel, especially this week with the big push, getting booed as he walked to the ring. People are cheering whenever Loma does anything.
And the fact that it's so back and forth. Good combination upstairs for Lomachenko. And a little slip from Haney as he was trying to retreat back towards the corner. Again, Haney gets warned by referee Harvey Dobb.
Now, one of the big questions we have about Devin Haney is what's going to happen when he has to really dig deep and he's in a tough, chippy fight like this. Lomachenko, we know, we've seen it. We know how he responds. We have not seen how Haney responds. Oh, big shot from Haney. Check left hook upstairs.
Maybe the biggest punch he's landed in this fight so far.
Ooh, Pasha heads there too.
Loma doesn't seem too phased and finishes the round with a 1-2 combination. It's a difficult fight to score so far, Chris, but how do you have it through 7 rounds right now?
I have Haney up by a round.
And we know in the world of boxing, when you have it one way or another by a round, you never know.
Let's go, seconds out!
Yeah, there's a plus or minus 1.
Margin of error.
Yeah, margin of error in any scoring. I always say, though, calling a fight and scoring at the same time is literally impossible, but we are expected to do it, and we're going to get raked over the coals on Twitter either way. So,
Lomachenko's corner, Chris, we got the translation. Essentially, it was jab, jab, keep jabbing.
And that's not, well, it's something he's really been doing. I expected more jabs from Lomachenko. Good, more jabs from both men, but Lomachenko especially, because that is one of his best weapons.
Ooh, and a clash of heads there after a double-up jab from Lomachenko. Loma has thrown 133 jabs, landed 12. Haney 120 and landed 14. So the effort's there. The landing is not. Back to the body, chopping down. Goes Devin Haney. Hip check there. These guys have been rough and tumble throughout this fight. As Haney chases Lomachenko with a looping right hook.
Oh, nice chopping right hand there. Partially block that catches Lomachenko on the ear. And he comes right back. Every time Haney lands a shot, Loma comes right back.
Just like that.
Yep. Win, lose, or draw, Haney, I think, is going to learn a lot from this fight and being in the ring with a guy like this. Because Loma just does not allow you to rest.
Back to the body again. That left hand of the body might have been a little low.
Yeah, that one was low. A couple have been on the belt line. That one was especially low. You see the red marks on the rib cage and the flanks of Lomachenko.
You know, he doesn't seem too bothered by it, though. He hasn't made any adjustments to stop it.
No, but that's a good point, Eric.
Up top, right hand scores for Lomachenko and now tries to toss Haney down for a third time.
Yes, those eye-catching shots from Lomachenko, popping the head back of Devin Haney.
And you said it before, and it gets the oohs and the ahs of the crowd, which is not supposed to influence the judges, but, you know, it's tough to ignore.
A lot of the shots that Haney lands, sharp counters, body shots, they don't elicit the same reaction where his head gets popped back, and you see it as easily, but they are still effective.
Loma stalking final 10 seconds of round number 8.
Good job. Don't change it up. He's one and done with the left hand. He's one and done. Only thing you slide up under it. You see what I'm saying? When you step over there for it, right? If not, you break hand at him. You see what I'm saying? He's curling. He's curling. He's giving up. And then he with nice body shots. Don't let him steal around. Let him push you first. Break your hands this time. Keep pushing him back, brother. Y'all pick him up, man. He got jab in his face. Keep hitting that body. He don't want it. He ready to go. Come on, hit that body. Attack that side. You got to step over there and attack and make it. And listen, when he turns, you'll jab his pulse. You hear me? When he turns, you'll jab his pulse. But you got to step over there and crush it, though. Do your quick. Seconds out. Seconds out.
Again, those eye-catching shots. Haney coming in the front door, allowing Lomachenko to crack him with that jab right down the middle. I think Haney just fighting at the wrong distance tonight.
Is there anything that he can do to change that here in the final 4 rounds, or is he committed to what he's been doing?
I mean, I'm not seeing any change in his body language or his stance. He's still coming right at Lomachenko, trying to throw the body, trying to assert his size and his physical size, but not his length, like that. I would expect him to be jabbing like that, but notice how square he is, walking towards his right. He's making it easy for Lomachenko to land those eye-catching shots that are popping his head up because he is actually fighting square.
Total shots landed 71 of 362 for Lomachenko, 79 of 276 for Haney. Both in the mid-teens in jabs landed. Power punches landed 64 for Haney, 56 for Lomachenko. A pretty even fight now here a minute into round number 9.
That was the fight in offensive microcosm there. It was Haney with a good body shot and then immediately a response from Lomachenko that pops the head back of Haney. So how do you score that? What do you like better? Do you like the hard-landed body shot or the eye-catching shot that pops Haney's head up?
10-10.
Yeah. I have one of those on my scorecard.
That's another eye-popping left hand as it snaps back the head of Devin Haney.
And again, I mentioned it in the Adam Lopez fight. I do not like fighters when they have long hair. It makes every punch look that much more dramatic.
To the body again, but right back. Lomachenko answers. Haney pushed against the ropes for the first time in quite some time.
Very impressed with actually both men, but Lomachenko especially being able to dig deep and to have another performance like this. people were counting him out.
Absolutely. 35 years old. He lands with the left hand, took time off to fight for his country of Ukraine. Passed up an opportunity to fight George Kambosos to reclaim his undisputed lightweight championship belt that he lost to Teofimo Lopez. Trading punches with Haney here in round number 9.
See, now when Haney's doing this, still gets hit with a shot, though. He's there to be hit. He's fighting a very different fight than we normally see him fighting.
That's what Loma will do, put your brain in a blender. Swelling, being tended to under the left eye of Devin Haney.
No, but listen, that's why I said he's one and done. We're already planning for that.
Do you feel like Haney looks a little gassed?
I mean, he's been fighting with his mouth open all night long, but I haven't seen it in terms of his body language, no.
Your break is faster than this, okay? But you got to drop the knee and you sit down on it, okay?
Very even fight as we take a look at some of the highlights from round number 9.
Good exchange there. The straight left hand from Lomachenko followed by a jab up top. Haney came back with a little right hand himself, but definitely Lomachenko got the better of that exchange.
10th round. Brock and Chris Algieri here with you ringside. The undisputed lightweight championship of the world on the line. Haney with all the belts. Loma wants him back. 3 rounds to go. It's nothing new, Chris, but it's still impressive at 35 years old, the ability for Loma to throw and get out of the way as quickly as he does.
Oh, yeah, his reactions, his hand speed, his ability to pull the trigger is definitely still there. And like I said at the start of this fight, you know, you asked me if he still had it. I still think he's as good as ever, and we're seeing it. The question is, will it be enough? Fight still very much up in the air.
Straight left hand. Oh, and now a combination and a flurry from Lomachenko. Lomachenko looking to put the pedal to the metal here midway through round number 10. The fans rooting him on. Haney slows him down with an inside check right hook. The body over the top now from Haney. Good response.
Oh. Nice sharp right hand up top. Ooh, nice inside shot from Lomachenko. He's so good at those.
Loma, like a bullfighter, moving around Haney. Close and personal with 15 seconds to go here in the 10th. Strong start to the round for Lomachenko. Both have taken a bit of a breather here in the final minute of the round.
Yeah, but it was a good round for Lomachenko. He had Haney, the closest thing to being in trouble.
To the championship rounds we go.
no. His left hand ain't doing nothing. And when you slide out, when you're out there, when you slide out with it. When you take that long step out. Okay? You know what I'm saying? But you're winning the fight. You're winning the fight.
Given how close this fight has been, Chris, as we take a look at the replay of round number 10, you have to think maybe both fighters think rounds 11 and 12 are must win.
I mean, it has to be. I mean, this fight is incredibly difficult to score. So there's immediately nothing left to chance. It's way too close. That was the most definitive round that Lomachenko's had all night long. And even that was a close round because Haney came back strong in the second half.
The championship rounds, round number 11. Stiff left hand to start the round for Devin Haney.
And I think, again, either way, when they go back, I think Haney's going to see a lot of opportunities that he could have used that jab more than he has.
Oh! Loma connects with the right hand. And now fighting on the inside.
Loma coming on strong late. True to form as he's done the last couple fights.
Over the top after a left hook. Now Lomachenko.
Haney's hurt. Haney's hurt. His legs are hurt.
Shaky legs. We'll see if Lomachenko can take advantage.
He's just too easy to hit. Lomachenko, he's been allowing Lomachenko in the front door, fighting him square, trying to be a power puncher. It's not his game.
Lomachenko straight away with the right hand, over the top with the left, fighting in a phone booth, and Lomachenko taking advantage. Loma showing you age is just a number. 11 years older than Haney. And the willpower here in the 11th.
Yeah, this fight is being fought all in the wrong spaces for Haney, all in the right spaces for Lomachenko. Fighting on the inside, walking in the front door, letting those hands go with those short combinations on the inside.
Loma is in the front door. Can he close it behind him? Haney is swinging the miss with the right hand over the top.
And Haney's trying to answer everything with power. He's not that guy.
Three-punch combination lands for Lomachenko. Straight left off the chin of Haney.
Lomachenko's found his timing, found his rhythm, knows how to get to Haney just too easily at this point. I think if he pours it on, he might be able to get a stop. Just off accumulation.
Haney not nearly aggressive enough, and it speaks to the exhaustion.
Yeah, but look how square he is.
Yeah.
He's completely square in front of his opponent, and right in the range for Lomachenko.
Under 30 seconds to go in round number 11.
Haney, who's in recent years shown himself to be a master of range, has not been able to find the range with Lomachenko all night long.
And he's been so concerned going to the body that it seems like he hasn't been able to shift his focus anywhere else.
Yeah, no, he's come in with a new game plan, and I just don't think it was a good idea.
He's just not that fucking guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside MGM Grand Garden Arena, in the room you feet, this is the
Hey, listen, stop standing straight up. Drop.
Vasily Lomachenko can repeat the 11th round into 12. He may be looking at reclaiming the undisputed lightweight championship of the world at age 35 here in Las Vegas.
Pump faking coming like that. He's pump faking. It's one and done. Finish strong. Still with the jab. Still with the jab. Let your hands go. Let your hands go.
Here we see. That's the combination that I spoke about earlier. The left hand straight down to the body, right jab over the top, but it's a power jab. That's been one of Lomachenko's consistent weapons his whole career. We hadn't seen it until late in the fight. And then we saw perfect execution.
Fans on their feet for the 12th and final round. Lomachenko slips. Haney presses forward. Does he have any gas left in the tank? Good shot on the inside from Haney. And Loma comes right back. This fight was billed as a chess match, Chris, and right now it seems like Lomachenko is in the doorstep of a checkmate.
This has been a very high-level chess match. Back and forth. These guys are so evenly matched in so many ways, even though they're so different in terms of the way they look, the way they fight, the way they act. But hotly contested, highly competitive, very difficult fight to score.
Lomachenko has thrown 526 punches to Haney's 374.
Ooh, good shots. Haney's having a good round.
Haney is having a good round here in the 12th. Will it be enough? Oh, slip. Holds his ground halfway through the final round.
Did Haney secure enough of those early rounds to hold on to get the victory? Did Lomachenko start fast enough and win enough rounds that this late charge is going to be enough?
Loma trying to not leave anything to chance like he did against Teofimo Lopez.
We're in a similar situation because Teofimo Lopez came out and won that 12th round, and Haney's doing that as well.
Oh, big shot over the top from Haney. 1 minute to go.
One of the better punches of the night for Haney. Both men digging deep. Good body shot on the inside.
That body shot did some damage.
Yeah, that was a nasty shot. Haney's having a great round.
Ooh, goes back to the body again. Again to the body. Haney delivering in the 12th. 30 seconds to go.
Oh, good shot there from Haney. Doing a better job of controlling the distance and tagging Lomachenko as he's coming forward.
Final 10 seconds of this undisputed championship bout. Loma letting it fly. And we go to the scorecards at the MGM Grand. Fighters giving it all they had. Both fighters showing why they have been atop this lightweight division. And a tight, close fight to score.
Let's see what happens, y'all.
We are moments away from hearing the final decision. What do you think, Chris?
I think these guys need 3 more rounds.
Yeah.
This is too close.
Either way, it should be close. We are looking at our partner broadcasters on ESPN, Max Kellerman, the boxing analyst for ESPN, has a close 115-113 win for Lomachenko.
Which is a one-round difference for the people at home doing the scorecards. I have it 114-114 draw.
Wow.
But I can see it all three ways. I can see Haney ahead by a point. I can see a draw. I can see Loma ahead by a point.
Yeah. Someone's going to be unhappy.
Hotly contested each and every round. It was so competitive.
Awaiting the final verdict. Two fighters. We take a look at the CompuBox numbers. Volume of punches thrown in favor of Lomachenko. But were they enough? Volume doesn't always mean effectiveness.
I think a lot of it is going to come down to what those judges see when they look at those body shots versus the jabs that pop Devin Haney's head up in the air. Oftentimes, body shots do not get the credit they deserve.
Yeah. We go to the scorecards and march it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena after 12 rounds, it is now time for the Bud Light celebration decision as we go to the judges' scorecards. Dave Moretti scores the bout 116-112. Tim Cheatham and David Sutherland both score the bout 115-113. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney!
And Chris, I have to imagine that the difference on those 115-113 scorecards was the 12th round.
Yes.
If Haney doesn't win the 12th round, it's a majority draw.
Yeah, which is what I had. But, yeah, Lomachenko again, like he did with Teofimo, he allowed Haney to dictate that 12th round. Haney dug deep like a champion does and came out and put on a good 12th round.
Fans not happy. Lomachenko not happy. Haney undefeated and undisputed still.
I had Lomachenko taking many of the later rounds and even gave some of the early rounds to Loma as well.
Come on! Get the fuck out of here.
Devin, very close fight from ringside. How did it feel inside the ring to be in there with Vasily Lomachenko? Say it again, I couldn't hear you. Very close fight from ringside. What did it feel like to be in there against Vasily Lomachenko?
Man, Lomachenko is a future. He's a future Hall of Famer. It was a blessing. But first up, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for this victory tonight.
That's some bullshit. That nigga got beat up.